Hi everyone, this is a video on major scales and key signatures. Major scales and key signatures are closely linked. In this video we're going to explore that link in two ways. The first part I'm going to show you what a major scale is and how we work it out, how major scales are created. And then in the second part of the video we're going to look at how we work out a major scale from a key signature. Which is a good skill to have in the locker for any of the theory questions that we get in our exams. Okay, so starting off with major scales, where did it come from? Well, hopefully you should know about these things called tones and semitones. A tone is when we move, it's an interval, and it's when we move basically two steps along the keyboard using the white and black keys. So it's like going two notes basically, okay? So for example, if we were starting on C and we're moving a tone higher, we would simply go two notes up to the right. So we'd go 1, 2. So that takes us to the D. So C to D is a tone apart. If I was to go from, let's say, B, and I was to move a tone up, I would have to go two steps. So I'd go 1, 2, and it would be C sharp that would be a tone up from B, okay? So that's a tone. A semitone is simply one note. So you're just moving to the next note, okay? So let's say, if I get rid of this, we're starting off on F. If I was to move a semitone up the way, I would just go one note. So, and remember we're including the black notes in this, so it'd be 1. There we go, F sharp. If I was to move a semitone down the way from F, I would go 1, and it would be E, okay? So now that we know about tones and semitones, let's look at a major scale. A major scale is made up of a certain pattern of tones and semitones, which means that it sounds the same no matter what note you start on, okay? So basically it goes like this. It goes tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. That equals a major scale. Okay, so major scales have names according to what note they start on. This note that they start on is called the tonic note, okay? So for example, a C major scale would start on C. All right, so let's work out the C major scale. We're going to start on C, that's our tonic, and then all we're going to do to work out the notes of the major scale for C is use this formula going up the way from C. So we're going to go a tone, a semitone, tone, 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 semitone, all right? So let's work out our notes for the C major scale. I'll write them down here in red. So obviously our first note is C, and now what we do is we go, okay, let's go a tone up from C. So remember, a tone would be two notes, so go 1, 2. So that would be D, that's our next note. Now we go a tone up from D, 1, 2, E. Now we go a semitone up from E, so that would be E to F. Then we've got a tone, 1, 2, up to G. Then a tone from G, 1, 2. Takes us to A, another tone from A, 1, 2, to B, and then finally we've got a semitone up from B, which takes us back to C. And once we get to that first letter again, that's our major scale complete, okay? So our C major scale is C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, okay? Now, when you look at this scale, you'll find that some scales have either sharps or flats in them, right? That's where the key signature comes from. If we look at the C major scale, we can see C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. There's no flats or sharps. That's why in your key signature for a C major scale, you have no flats or sharps because there's no flats or sharps on the major scale. Let's do the same, but we're going to do this starting on a different tonic note. Let's work out the F major scale. Okay, so again, we've got our tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone pattern, and we're going to start on F, because we're going to work out the F major scale. Okay, so F, get rid of these, and we're starting on F. Okay, so starting on F, let's go up a tone, takes us to G, then up another tone, takes us to a semitone, from there takes us here to A sharp or B flat. Sorry, from the B flat we then go to C, because we're going up a tone, so 1, 2 to C. Oh, I should be writing them down here, sorry. Then from the C we go up another tone to D. From D up another tone to the E. And then finally we've got our semitone, takes us to the S. Okay, so, and once we get to the same letters we started with, that's our F major scale. Just to explain, guys, the reason, you might have seen when I got here, this note could be two things. It could be B flat or A sharp. The reason it's B flat and not A sharp is because when we do a major scale, we want to keep moving through the musical alphabet, right? So basically, if this was A sharp, we'd have to write it like this, and we don't want that. We don't want two A notes in a row. We want this to be a B, because we want it to go F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F. So that's why we want that to be a B flat rather than an A sharp, okay? Now, let's look at this scale. We've got F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, F. So this time the F major scale does have an accidental in it. It's got this B flat. And of course, if you know your key signatures, you know that the key signature for F major has a B flat in it. That's not a very good job. There we go, a B flat. That's why, because the F major scale has a B flat in it. Okay? So that's our major scales. That's how they're formed. Let's move on to the second part of the video and work out how to work out a major scale from the key signature. We're now going to learn about how to work out a major scale from the key signature. So, basically for this you need to know your key signatures, right? Off by heart. Let's start off with a simple one. Let's start off with C major scale. The process for this is simple. First of all, we write out we write out our root notes. So we're doing C major scale, so we're going to write C. And then all we're going to do is we're going to write all the letters through the musical alphabet until we reach C again. So we've got C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and then we stop, okay? Then all we need to do is look and see if there's a key signature and add any flats or sharps that are in the key signature to our major scale. In this case, when it's C major, we don't have any flats or sharps, so that's it. That's our C major scale, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Let's try a different one. Let's try doing this one. So let's try and work out the G major scale. So G major has this key signature with the F sharp. So let's do the same process again. First thing we do, we get our root note, our tonic. We go G. And then we write all the notes up to the next G through the musical alphabet. So G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay, that's first step. Second step, look at the key signature and add any accidentals we have. So in this case, we have an F sharp. So we add the F sharp into the major scale. And that's our major scale. G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. Lastly, let's do F major. So we've got our key signature for F major, so the B flat. First thing we do, of course, get our tonic note, F, and go through the musical alphabet all the way up to F again. F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F. And then look at our key signature and go, okay, we've got a B flat there, so we need to make the B a B flat. And that's our F major scale. You won't be asked to write out any F major scales or G major scales or any major scales, but what is important is that if you can do this, it can make answering a lot of the other literacy questions a lot easier for you, okay? So because we use major scales for forming all the different chords, working out cadences, yeah, loads of stuff like that. So it's really important to know, one, your key signatures, and two, how to work out a major scale from a key signature. Okay, I hope that makes sense. And as always, you can get in touch with me if it doesn't make sense, and we can do some extra tuition. Okay, thanks for watching.